turn to my roommate, the voice of Tomo, and I'm gonna cry right now. Because I'm so proud of her all the time. So thank you for watching Tomo and loving Tomo. Because I live next to you too! Yay! It's so good! Oh, yeah! Now, what are we watching on this side, guys? Delicious! And that was so good. I had, as you may have also had a bad experience with other food-related anime and like not knowing what the food anime was until you started, I don't know, episode 1 in your workplace break room. Yeah, gang, sure did, but this was a much better surprise. I absolutely loved it. 10 out of 10 lovable characters. Delicious and Dungeon. Very good recommendation. What else are we watching, my friends? Okay, here's the thing. It was just recommended, gang. The one time, correct me if I'm wrong, please. The one time I got reincarnated as a slime. You love it. You always love it. You're telling me you love it. So many words in that title. Just so many. Is it a, I'll get this right, I know, in my brain. Is it a isekai?
Yes.
Like that always have the really long titles, right? What's your other, what's the most outrageous title you can think of? Please, oh, your hand went up immediately. Yeah. Campfire Girl. Oh, you love it. Okay, Campfire Girl. It's good. Okay, great. I have a list of joy now. This is really going to bring me back from the abyss. I'm looking forward to it. Because, yeah, I was watching JJK. I was watching My Hero. Demon Slayer. And I was like, okay.
Kame got killed.
You like it?
No, that makes me sad.
It makes you so sad. What did you want? I'm coming. I'm on my way. Don't worry. I'm on my way. What is it? Don't talk to me. Promise Neverland. Oh, God. Got it. Got it. Yeah. Okay. I go, my smartphone. Okay. Both different shows. That's why.
And they are very different. One short, one long.
You forgot that. My friends, you are the ones to ask too. There was a show that released on Crunchyroll, I think it was this year, about the sentient vending machine. Yes? Yes. It's amazing. What's it called? I should have guessed that. Come on. Those are all the hot words. Reincarnated, object, dungeon, or something. I know about the vending machine, like, craze in Japan, and I've been once, and I was obsessed. I tallied up how much money I spent on vending machines. Very embarrassing stuff, gang. Very embarrassing stuff. Yeah. But I'll have to give that one a watch just because I'm so profoundly curious. This is a stupid question. Does he walk? Or does he just like...
He doesn't move at all.
Do they carry him?
Yes. The very first person he meets is like super straight and carries him everywhere.
Well, isn't that just convenient? That just works out perfectly. Wow, you guys filled up this room. Let's go, gang. Hey, I sure can. Oh my gosh. Hey, gang. Friendship is magic. Did anyone lose their all-day pass? Can everyone look around your neck? I'm so proud of you. Thank goodness. Okay, there's like 2 little cute flags on here. I'm gonna hold it in case any of you realize that you lost it at the end. Come let me know. And now you guys hang out, be the great people that you are, and I'll be back.
Hello.
Hey, welcome to
I made it.
You made it.
Hi. I ran all the way from California. That's great. How are you guys doing?
As fastest man alive to that resume.
Thank you. Yes.
Very good.
Barry Allen. Yeah.
Well, welcome. You look at this. It's like
Hello.
super popular.
Happy Friday.
Happy
Oh my,
Friday.
it's Friday, right? Thank you all so much for coming out today. For those of you who were in my line earlier, I don't know if it'll tell people this, but I flew in today, and I thought that was common knowledge. So I flew, I got on the earliest flight from LA. My flight gets delayed, of course, and then there was some wreck on the highway here. So they, my driver looks at me and says, "Yeah, it's probably gonna be an hour and a half or something until you get to the convention center. So hopefully this isn't longer than your flight." I told him no, it's okay. I got delayed, so.
It's okay.
One way over here.
I mean, you could have gone out and ran fastest man alive.
Yeah, I could have.
You're tired. I get it.
Yeah, no, it's been rough because, we've been working on this next season of the show. It's been awesome. I'm so excited for everything that's to come out for, Demon Slayer. And yeah, it's just been really busy actually. I can't even think of Demon Slayer. It takes up my day every single day. And we've been doing a lot of fun stuff behind the scenes.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great thing. I'm so glad you're busy because selfishly we're very excited about it. Well, I hope this is a relaxing time for you. We're going to do some questions and stuff, but per usual, just in case they're like, I don't know, my kid loves this show.
Yeah.
Who are you? What do you do?
Yeah, hello. My name is Zach Aguilar, that name right there. And I'm a voice actor from Los Angeles. Some of the roles you might know me from are, of course, this guy from a very niche show. You might have heard of it. It's called Demon Slayer.
Thank you for pronouncing it right.
Thank you. I know. Nobody says it right. Yeah. So yeah, Demon Slayer. I'm also Ether in Genshin Impact. I play Violet in Fire Emblem Three Houses and Super Smash Brothers. Genos in One Punch Man. For all the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fans out there, I play Koichi in nice. There you go. And David Martinez in Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Yeah, he's in that show. Arthur Pendragon in The Seven Deadly Sins. That new season, it just recently dropped on Netflix, so check that one out. That's been super cool, and yeah, a bunch of other stuff. I've been a part of Final Fantasy VII Remake, World of Warcraft. I've got to use my big boy voice. So that's been fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So before we get into the nitty-gritty, you already hit on this. What has been going on in the life of Zach Aguilar? Obviously, this has taken up a lot of your time. What else is going on with you?
Let me see. Because I said I, also voice in Genshin. I just played the bedtime story quest finally, and I did that with Lumine's voice actress on a live stream on YouTube. So if you want to check that out, it's on my YouTube channel. But I try to invite. I'm in another country right now. I try to invite voice actors over to my house, and we play the video games and stuff that we're a part of. So that was fun. But other than that, no, just getting through everyday life. I moved into a new place, and I have lived there for probably a few months now, and it's so bad because I need to order a dresser. It's very tricky and it's hard to decide, and nobody tells you this as a kid, but furniture is really expensive. So yeah, it's kind of dumb. And then you might pay a lot of money for something, and then you realize, wow, this thing sucks. This is not good quality. Yeah.
Are you rocking no dresser? Are you rocking the garbage bag of clothes? Are you rocking the stack piles of water? What are you working with?
Yeah, so I have hangers, but imagine, yeah, but imagine putting every single piece of clothing you have on a hanger. It's a little horrible. Yeah, no, seriously, it's hanger all throughout my closet, and yeah, I'm gonna get a dresser.
Absolutely.
I promise.
Yeah.
I need to do this for myself, so that I can live, laugh, love.
Yeah. That's what they're saying. That's
Yeah.
right. You gotta get one of those signs too. We're almost complete with that.
Oh, of course, everybody needs it. And yeah, put it in your guest bathroom so that when someone goes in there,
They know.
you know, sit on the toilet, live, laugh, love. Even if you're having a bad time in that moment on the toilet. Live, laugh, love. Good reminder.
So the only thing that I was talking about is the thing that we're all here to talk about, that announcement for like the final
Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the trilogy.
That's not the
Castle Card.
I'm sure you're so stoked. I'm so excited. I like when like franchises decide to do the movie, just because I love going to see something in a theater. Because then we all get to be there together. We get to experience it together. Were you really excited when you heard about that? Did you know about it?
You know, I actually did not know, and it's hard for people to believe because they're like, "Did how do you not know, bro? You like work with the company." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, Sony is like the people who are in charge of Demon Slayer, and they know that I just will spill the beans, so they do not give me the beans to spill." Yeah, I had no idea, but I kind of had a theory, and I told one person, like literally like maybe one or two people in total, that came to meet me at a convention once, and I said, you know what, like my theory is they're gonna do some kind of like Deathly Hallows sort of like, you know, final, like just think of how they could really stretch it out. That's probably what they're gonna do, like maybe a trilogy, like I just said trilogy, I don't know. And this random person like sent me a message on Instagram like, "Dude, I can't believe you told me about it early, like you were right." And I was like, "No, I actually didn't know. I can't believe I guessed it."
I'm a seer. I understand.
But I'm really excited for it. I know it's kind of like a mixed bag, right? A lot of people are wondering, they're thinking, "Oh man, like maybe we could have had Infinity Castle all together in one season and that would have been next year." And now with the announcement of movies, you have to think like, how long is it going to take the animation studio to do the movies and do the 3 parts? Is that going to be over the course of 3 years? Is it the next 2 years? Or is it all like in 1 year, like Q1, Q2, Q4, and they just whip them out? I wish I knew. I have no idea, but I'm excited to see it because Mugen Train was freaking awesome, and I know they've done a lot of other, you know, like movies technically, like they call them movies, but they're just, you know, animated episodes that they put in the theaters. But these are true movies from what I know, right? So, yeah.
As I've told you before, and I will tell all of you too, I did not watch Demon Slayer. I saw Mugen Train first. Yeah, gang! Watched in the theater with friends. You too! Sensational, okay? Walking to the theaters with friends. I'm bawling my eyes out. I don't even know this person, and I'm just crying. But I think that's just like a cool special power that a movie has. And it made me watch the entire series. I said, well, go back to the beginning. So I'm excited, and I made people be like, wait, is this the end? I gotta get back to the beginning of it.
Yeah. It's a great show, and the way that they've kind of shown Tanjiro's character development throughout the entirety of everything is really cool. I mean, truly, he is like the best character I've ever seen. Like the nicest, most humblest. Like I don't know if I would necessarily call him like, you know, he's relatable in a lot of ways to me, but in some ways he's not relatable because I could not imagine like, you know, losing everything to a demon and then like going and like killing demons and then praying for them afterwards. I'd be like, dude, I freaking hate demons. Like, I'm not good with this. So it's been really interesting to kind of portray and keep that always in the back of my mind, like just a very sweet, innocent, nice soul. Even when he's like screaming his head off in some of those fight scenes.
To preserve that through all of this.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Exactly. I don't know. I mean, he's better than I would be, you know? I mean, it might start out like that, but like halfway through the series, you'll be like, dude, I'm done with these demons.
And speaking of like the Tanjiro like growth and stuff, I asked you in the My Hero panel, it's a very similar question. We now have like the end in sight for this. This series is so lovable for so many reasons, whether it's the story, the characters that people latch onto. People will watch this as their first anime in the future because they'll think, this was my favorite, I want you to watch it now too.
Yeah.
For people that are watching it in the future, what is something that you really hope they latch onto through the story? What do you hope they get from it?
Ooh, I think it would be cool if they kind of people in the future, if they get like that, just, it's a very Tanjiro answer, I guess, but just always have that thing inside of you that tries to do good, even if it's hard. I think that's like really a cool message from the show. A lot of people relate to it with their siblings and stuff, and it's fun when I get to hear about how other people kind of relate to it with their siblings and how they kind of look at their siblings. Some people, like, I can't tell you numerous times I've had, like, you know, two brothers or like a brother and a sister, or, you know, come up to me and say, watching this show actually helped us get closer together, and by watching the characters, watching Tanjiro and Nezuko, and watching what they went through, it made me think, if this happened to my family, you know, like, just things like that, and it definitely gets to me, because, I mean, I'm an only child, so I don't fully understand, you know, that it's that, like, the sibling bond. I have cousins, I have, like, family members that I'm really close with, but not, like, you know, not like a sibling that I've grown up with, or that's been in my household like that. So I find it really, really fascinating. Yeah.
I love that. That's such an awesome answer. My friends, I'm going to turn it over to you. We've got that mic set up right there in the middle. If you have a question, please jump up. If not, I will keep yapping. And that's guaranteed. That is guaranteed. It always just takes one. While we are lining up, friends, again, just a quick reminder, please pick your favorite one question so I can get through as many people as possible. And it is my one job for the next 45 minutes to protect Zach's voice. So please, we're not going to do any like, can you say, can you do? If you want to do that, that's a sick thing to do. Go to his table. Definitely do that. Sound good, gang? Appreciate you. Love you deeply. Start us up, man. You look great. Wow.
So my question is, if you had on every single thing you voice act, if they did it in a live action, which character would you want to play?
Oh,
For Demon Slayer, or
Just any, like, if you were like, oh, like, I want to do Kuchi, or I want to do something from the Netflix series, like, which one would you want to, like, be, like, cast yourself?
wait, from like any series?
any live action, like anime, you can put yourself in. You can cast yourself in anything.
Ooh, I know. I wouldn't want to like miscast myself. I know. Ooh, that'd be interesting. Who would I be able to play?
Because that's the hard thing, right? With voice acting, you have to do all kinds of things.
Right.
I know.
Truly, I've never really thought about it. Like, I've never thought about who I could possibly be, like, in an anime, in a live action show. I mean, there's people that I would like to be, but I know that I can't be, you know? Like, yeah, let me be Sasuke, Naruto, you know, live action Naruto. They'd be like, dude, you're not, like, ripped enough to be Sasuke, right? Like, you need to hit the gym, and you need to, like, you know,
Get real sad.
yeah, and like learn how to use a sword actually, or something. I don't know. Yeah, not entirely sure. There was one point where I'm like, you know, maybe I could be light in a Death Note, but I don't. Those don't really have the best track record for, you know, being great. So maybe I'll take a rain check on that one. Yeah.
You're the missing piece.
Maybe it's me. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
My question is, so in the spin-off series, Kimetsu Academy, we kind of know that Tanjiro is good at a lot of subjects, but is there one specific subject that you think Tanjiro would absolutely suck at?
Ooh. You know, let me think. Science? I don't know. I feel like I can see Tanjiro as like, I'm just a math whiz somehow, and also I know history, like I'm just a genius because I remember everything or something. And yeah, everything else is easy for me. So yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah. He's too focused on his one thing. He's like, not that. But
Yeah,
Well, thank you.
of course. Yeah, Kimetsu Academy. That was a great question. I don't hear a whole lot about Kimetsu Academy. If you guys have seen, like, you know, the spin-off where they're in, like, you know, a school environment with the demons and stuff. It's really cute. Hey,
I was wondering what your favorite arc is.
my favorite arc is the entertainment district. In the show so far, I feel like when Infinity Castle comes around, that's probably gonna, I mean, it's just insane. If you read the manga, I won't spoil anything for the people who haven't, but if you read it, you know, it's just so crazy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey.
I'm currently working towards my degree in recording arts and being a sound engineer. I'm planning on finishing that degree in Los Angeles.
Oh, nice.
I'll be down there soon. And I was just wondering if you have any advice for people going into this side of the film industry, or any tips for people who, your sound guys, what they do that you hate and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, all the people I work with are just phenomenal. You know, they're on top of it. They have the game ready because they know I call Demon Slayer a very dynamic show. There are parts where he's practically whispering, and then there are parts where he's screaming as loud as he possibly can. So having an engineer that's just like on the game and ready to turn it down because they know, they predict, they're looking at the script and they can see that, oh wow, like he's about to scream, so probably turn it down. So because I don't have to do it multiple times, it saves my voice, and you know, I can just give it my all, give a good take on that first go. Usually most of my lines we only do like 2 takes maximum, and they just move on. They're like, okay, 1 or 2. Okay, it's big first one, second one. For advice, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about like the recording side of it, but I will say, just get all of your stuff together and start apply to studios out in like Burbank. That's where a lot of them are, Burbank, North Hollywood. I would apply to Bang Zoom Entertainment. They're the ones who actually record Demon Slayer. So if you're interested in working on like anime stuff, they're a big studio out there that does a ton of it. But yeah.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Hello.
Hey.
So there's this one voice actor you may have heard of. His name is Alex Lee.
Nah, I never heard that guy. Who's that?
He's the voice of this one guy in the show called Solo Leveling. He was saying online that he had faced a lot of criticism, scrutiny, he faced a lot of pressure from fans, and they said that he really needed to get this one line down or else they would hate him. Can you think of any moments in the show where you thought, hey, I really need to like nail this line, it's got to be perfect, or else the fans are going to be really upset?
That's funny you brought up Alex. I hope you guys know I'm totally joking. He plays Zenitsu in Demon Slayer, so of course I know Alex. You know, I think there have been a lot of moments, probably like a lot of the fight scenes and stuff too. I try to do my best to like scream as like when I do my screams, I want it to be realistic and also like 110%, if that makes sense. At the same time, while not like making it sound super cartoony. So I try to keep it grounded. But like generally, I think in terms of like scrutiny with the show, you just can't avoid it, you know. And people who have heard one version of the show, it's already like the odds are already stacked against you. Like for example, let's say like you started watching the show and somebody else played Tanjiro. Like you know, for example, let's say it's Alex. Alex played Tanjiro, and then I come in and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna play Tanjiro now. Everyone's like, dude, bring back Alex. What happened? You know what I mean? Like the odds are already kind of stacked against you, so you just kind of like do your best with what you're given. Yeah, I mean, I know that Alex made that post on social media, right? Like saying the one line. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure he's been like scrutinized for like a bunch of different lines. It's just totally random. But yeah, we just like give it our best and have fun doing it. And truly, when it comes to the end of the show, or like when it comes to working on the show, I just hope people understand it's a collaborative process, right? It's not like I'm the voice actor of Tanjiro and I get to decide how I perform the lines, how the lines were translated, how the lines were written, and how they were directed. You know, like I just do the voice, and I do what I'm told to do, and I try to give my best performance. So yeah, as long as people keep that in mind, then you know.
Yeah, I loved the response video that he made for that specific.
Yeah.
It's so funny, like just really admirable. Like, yeah, that's how you handle it. You know what I mean? Just like let it roll right off his back. It's really funny.
It's so funny. It happened to be that line too, because Zenitsu's like sleeping, you know, like wiki wiki.
Yeah.
Thank you, Preston.
Yeah, thank you.
Who would be your favorite character in Genshin Impact?
Ooh, my favorite character is probably Sino. Sino and Ganyu, those are the two. Except Ganyu's actually built for me, and Sino is a dream to build. I'm working on it. Hey.
I was wondering, other than Tanjiro's, what is your favorite breathing style in Demon Slayer?
Ooh, I love sound breathing. Thought that was very on point for a voice actor.
Tendons?
Yeah, no, I would love to just like scream, like, ah, and people fall before me. Ah! Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hey.
Which voice acting experience of yours has been the most enjoyable between Demon Slayer or JoJo's?
Definitely a lot of similar moments between the two. I would say the comedic moments in JoJo's and Demon Slayer are somewhat similar. JoJo's definitely, when we're doing the fighting scenes and stuff, I'm trying to sound serious while also leaving room for the comedy of it, I guess you could say. Can't really choose an experience. They're both truly so different. And when I did Koichi, that was one of the first starting things of my career. And I went into it, and I didn't know a whole lot about JoJo's actually. I only had seen a little bit of Stardust Crusaders. So I was familiar with the style of acting I think I had to bring to it. But it was a very bizarre show to, I always do that. It's a very bizarre show. Even the director, there was one scene where Koichi stepped in dog poop or something, and I said to the director, yeah, so what's happening in this scene? Hell if I know. Just, do the line. Do the reaction sound that you just stepped in dog poop.
Hello.
Hey.
All right. So, internet fandoms and all that like to talk to each other and they go back and forth about yada yada.
They do that.
And they realize something. So, one thing I was wondering that has been suggested even by a pack of Uno cards that I bought yesterday. So, in that pack were One Piece, Dragon Ball, Naruto, and Demon Slayer. Do you think that Demon Slayer has or should replace Bleach and stay free?
A hush falls over the crowd.
I know, there's oh geez, I'm gonna start a fight here. Me and, actually, you know what, no, Johnny would beat me up.
Yeah.
I've done a little martial arts, but not as much as he has. It's funny because our table's out in the dealer hall. I'm signing right next to Johnny Yamabashi who plays Ichigo. It's so difficult. Honestly, you're asking the wrong person because I grew up watching Bleach. So I was a fan of Johnny's for a really long time. I watched Bleach when Netflix first became digital and added anime to their catalog. They had the first 100 episodes of Bleach on there, and I watched everything through the Soul Society arc. And then afterwards, Netflix wasn't putting any more episodes on there, so I went online and then I watched the rest of the Iran car, the Hollow arc. So I don't know. I
But
can't.
you've got an emotional attachment to this one. So.
Definitely an emotional attachment, but back then I wasn't even doing this. And Johnny's like my hero. I saw a video of him when I was younger, punching people in the face at a convention, and that's when I knew he was my role model. He's a cool guy for sure. And it's been fun to meet people like him. I'm also, I know Miley Flanagan who does Naruto. I know Yuri Lowenthal who does Sasuke, and Colleen who does Luffy. It's very surreal to know these people when I just started out doing this. I was 14 years old, and I had a dream, and I went to an anime convention, and I tried out for a voice acting competition that they had there, and I ended up winning it. And that's kind of how this all started. But don't let that fool you, though. I was highly trained, I promise, as an actor. My mom My mom made me take acting classes when I was little, and I did like it back then. But I'm thankful for it now, so thanks, Mom. Sorry, this is like such a roundabout answer to your initial question.
It still answers the question.
This is the best way that I can answer this.
I like it, yeah.
Yeah.
For now, she remains, but interesting to know that the discussion is being discussed.
Yeah. One day, when I can train and become stronger, and when Johnny gets a little bit older, then maybe we can have a voice actor boxing match, and then that will decide who comes out on top, who replaces who.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
What was the first anime you watched?
Oh, good question. Okay, so technically the first anime I ever watched was probably Inuyasha. I watched Inuyasha. Funny enough, I had to plug it. I'm also in the sequel to Inuyasha, Yashahime. I played Riku the pirate. So if you haven't watched it and you like Inuyasha, highly recommend. So it was Inuyasha and Naruto. But I think Naruto was the first one I ever really got into. When I started watching Inuyasha, I had been just a little too young for the show. Didn't fully understand everything. There was a lot going on in that. But Naruto, I was like, oh wow, this kid, he's got like a demon inside of him. Oh, cool. It's like me because I'm 12 and edgy.
It's me.
Yeah, I really understand.
Yeah, very good. Thank you, Ryan. Could someone take the mic off for her? I'm so grateful. You're the best. Thank you, friend.
Do you know when season 4 is coming?
Season 4, as in which arc do you mean? I'm always so confused by the seasons.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
Well,
Season 4?
it's the way that they've released it. So technically, PR-wise, I'm not allowed to say like season 2, season 3. I was told this, literally. So we say Tanjiro in the Unwavering Resolve arc, Tanjiro, the Entertainment District arc, the Swordsman Village arc. But the Hashira training arc, if you're waiting for our version to come out, it should be coming out pretty soon. We've basically been done with it for a little while.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of work, of course. That was
Yeah.
gonna be
I
awesome.
think they announced they're gonna start releasing it weekly.
Cool.
It got announced. I know that for sure. So it's did it? Oh, okay, cool. You already know. Yeah, so it's already coming out. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean.
Well, we'll let them know that you are looking for it, and that will definitely be
It's on Crunchyroll. Yeah.
sensational. Thank you, my friend. If you just want to pass it right back, that's perfect.
Thank you. Let's go. Hello.
Hi.
So you mentioned how you heard stories about how Tanjiro is relatable to people with siblings. I'm the oldest of 3 girls on the autism spectrum. So my question is, at least from your point of view, for so far, without spoiling anything, how would you describe Tanjiro and Nezuko's relationship being portrayed in the series compared to other anime or anime-adjacent series, like, say, Ruki, for example?
Yeah, I think it's really, I think when I first started watching the show, I was like, wow, it was really hard for me to really personally and try to get into the character because I don't have a sibling and I just don't know what that's like. So I tried to take everything into consideration, everything that happened to Tanjiro in the first episode, his entire family basically dying, spoiler. It's like if you had the one last person left on Earth to keep you sane, what would you do for them and how far would you go to save them, basically? The show is based off of Tanjiro trying to turn Nezuko back into a human and essentially save his sister, right? And get a part of their life back that they had before it was ruined by Michael Jackson. I just try to take all that into consideration. I think the way that the relationship is portrayed is very sweet and super nice and innocent, and they're just always there for each other, unconditionally.
And it's crazy thread of supernatural elements and things, and how huge the scope of the show is to have that thread of humanity.
Yeah.
It has been the thing that, like, for me, kept me watching. I love that.
Yeah, and I think that's why they kind of separated Tanjiro and Nezuko too. They made that the main plot point of the show by separating them, by making Nezuko a demon and keeping Tanjiro a human to kind of like not only give him motivation, but also to show that even against all odds, like, you know, things still possible, right? Like Nezuko still has control and yeah.
This is like a kind of dumb question, but I was wondering if you like how bold Tanjiro is, because he's like really bold with other people.
What?
How bold?
Bold.
Yeah.
Like in attitude, like in spirit, yeah.
So, sorry, what was the question?
Do you like how bold he is?
Oh yeah, like he's very much extrovert.
Yeah, I know, he's different from me for sure, because I don't get my energy, you know, when I like come out to like conventions and stuff, I just want people to have like a good time and a good experience. So like you kind of get the extroverted side of me here, but when I go back home, I'm like, I swear, everybody hates it because I turn off all the lights. Like I turn off all the lights in my room in my house and I like put on the TV and I get under the covers and I just like, I need that time to be alone, honestly, and it makes me feel better and I'm recharged and I feel like happy again. I'm like, oh, this is great, like I can socialize again.
Yeah.
So it's definitely different, yeah, but he's like totally out there and has like a really hard headbutt. So yeah, I wish that could be me.
Yeah, oh absolutely. Thank you, friend.
Hello.
Hey.
So, first off, you did this on mind. Do you happen to be wearing a green sweatshirt?
Whoa, that's crazy! Wait, is there somebody? There might be somebody on the back here.
Okay. So, has there been any anime that has made you sob or cry or just like be like, wow?
Yeah, when's the last time you cried?
Yes, I have cried, and it's my favorite anime ever. It's called Your Lie in April. She got some great show.
And when you say it, I always see one hand go. They can't bear to face it. Yeah, it's tough. You enjoy watching it though? You loved watching it.
Oh, I mean, I watched it like once. I couldn't watch it again. No, but it was freaking awesome. It was one of those shows that when you get really invested in a show, I was watching it as it came out every single week. And the episodes were 21 minutes long, and it literally felt like 8 minutes, maybe less than 10 minutes. That's how fast the show would go by for me, because I was just so invested in it. I grew up playing piano, so that was a huge kind of inspiration for me. I saw him like sweating at the piano recitals, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that was me. Like, I remember that. And all my memories came back. Like my teacher, she was mean to me as a child. And I probably deserved it, but still, she was mean to me. I never practiced, that was the worst. I never practiced, but then I wanted to be the best.
Yeah. Thank you, friend.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hey.
What's your favorite part about voicing Tanjiro?
My favorite part about voicing Tanjiro is just kind of getting to do something different with the show. He has every single emotion. It's my favorite part and also the hardest part about it. He has a lot of comedy, he has really legit sad moments, he has angry moments, loud moments, wacky, like just, he kind of goes through every single emotion. And then he even has inner monologue moments where he's talking to himself, trying to convince himself like to push through it and that everything's gonna be okay. So I think it's a lot of fun as an actor to kind of go through all these different ranges because he's such a dynamic character, but it's also the most difficult part of the job too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hi.
Thank you for all your beautiful and hard work the rest of the year.
Thank you so much.
My question is, when doing stuff like the end of the Swordsmith Village arc, and especially the end of the season that we just saw, when doing those more emotional scenes, as you've explained, you may not know the whole story in depth when going into it. How do you emotionally prepare yourself to get that wow factor out of it?
Yeah. So for Demon Slayer, when I kind of like first started recording the show, and I had read a little bit of the manga, but now, you know, I had taken the liberty to like go ahead and read everything, so to better prepare myself for what was to come. Sometimes when we're recording, I don't always know which scene we're exactly going to do in what specific order. Sometimes it's just in order of the episode, but other times they're like, hey, we have this scene and we want you to go do this first, and then we want you to come back and do this first, and then we want you to do the screaming scene at the end. And so it gets a little confusing jumbling it around sometimes. For example, like when I did the scene in Moving Train, I think about that a lot. I think about when I did Moving Train, it was during COVID, I recorded it at home, and it was like 9 a.m. on a Monday morning, and I get into the booth and they're like, Zach, congratulations, buddy, we got one scene left for you, it's this last one, it's gonna be an awesome thing, and we watch the scene, and the director's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, just like cry, and here we go, we're gonna do it, and I'm like, wait, hold on a sec. So for certain scenes, sometimes I'll ask them, hey, can you like play the soundtrack again for me? And I can watch the scene one more time like with the soundtrack. Demon Slayer does a really good job of getting people's ears out by the soundtrack. If you listen really carefully, like you'll hear the music. Even in the last episode of The Swordsman Village with Nezuko, there's a moment where, you know, the music's really beautiful, and then she like kicks him away, and then it just stops, like complete dead silence. And that they just do such a great job with the dynamics of the music in this show. So I try to listen to the music, I try to get into the scene. If I need a little extra time, I'll ask the director. But it's difficult, truly, to get those kind of emotions out sometimes. And I try to think of, you know, like just really sad things, you know, like a little kitten in a basket out in the rain, meowing, but no one comes to save it. And yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you.
We got about 5 minutes left, my friends.
Okay, this is kind of a dumb question, and kind of a sad one too.
Okay.
But how do you think Tanjiro would react if Muzan came up to him and he was like, hey, by the way, your family was scrumptious. Like, oh my gosh!
He would look at him and say, well, I'm glad they were delicious. No, he'd probably go on like some kind of screaming rant, you know, like, Muzan Kibuchuchi, I swear I will hunt you down and I will slash your head off with my blade. I will follow you to the depths of hell. I'll never forgive you no matter what, you bastard! Yeah, it would probably be like a monologue. Right? It would be a monologue, and by then, you know, Muzan would just be, he would like moonwalk out of there. Yeah.
Very good, yeah. Thank you for that. Wow.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
So scrumptious, like scrumptious, what an evil word, like,
That's a really
Hi.
Hi.
The last time I spoke to you was in Tennessee, and you warned me about the chasm and the Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
It's not at all as hard as you told me it was going to be.
Skill issue.
What I'm curious about is like, I finally made it to Sumeru.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, I guess from entering Sumeru from like to now, what is your favorite quest that you've done?
Ooh.
Or voice?
Like from entering Sumeru?
Yeah.
Like after I entered Sumeru.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, like I hate to tell you this, I have still like just entered Sumeru. I know. I don't really have anything. There wasn't. I haven't gotten to the any of the like crazy ones or really emotional ones. Yeah, there's nothing I can really think of off the top of my head for Sumeru, or at least like a specific name.
Then do you have a favorite quest from before Sumeru?
Ooh, from like anything before?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, I mean, there were a lot of good quests. I always like pick a quest just by default that has to do with Lumine. because I think it's just cool. I just love those. I love those scenes and like the emotional moments that I get to portray, even though it's very, very few in Genshin Impact. But I have very few lines, so like have an emotional line. Wow, it's once in a blue moon. So when I get to do a scene like that and listen to the music and the director gets to direct me and say, yeah, bring it down, bring it down, emotional, you're sad, like you're angry at everything else, but Lumine, you're angry at everything, but not Lumine. I honestly, it's hard to think about. I love the We Will Be Reunited quest. That's like super old though. That's from version 1.4. I know, there's been a lot of Genshin Impact stuff. I'm excited to catch up though. I need to catch up. I'm gonna catch up on Sumeru, get through that, and then get through all of Fontaine. One of my friends said, yeah, don't worry, you only got like, I don't know, like probably 60 hours of gameplay to catch up, bro. Like, you'll get there, dude. Just play the game all day, every day.
When you re-enter your cocoon state, when you get that rare moment,
Exactly.
you play through those, yeah.
I mean, I was planning on doing something like really stupid, and I was gonna play it on a never-ending live stream because I don't know who convinced me that would be a good idea.
I'm not sure either.
Maybe it's because part of me just like hates myself and wants me to suffer. But I don't know. I thought it would be fun because then I could try to invite all of these random voice actors to my house as I was playing like through the quests and say, hey guys, come over. I'm like streaming right now. I've only got 1 hour of sleep.
You feel
That's
awesome
48
by the
hours.
end of that, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I think what I'm gonna do is get one of those little race car beds off of Amazon or something and put it in my like stream room, and I'll just pass out in there.
Power nap.
Take power naps. Yeah.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, thank you.
Next one is going to be our last question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the completion of Edge Runners, and how was it taking on David's role versus the other roles you played?
Yeah. It's definitely different. When I got the audition for David from the casting director, she said, I know that this isn't really one of your typical, typecasts, which the typecast for me is like, I'm the best older brother ever, or I'm a super nice character, or I'm talking in this kind of voice and, maybe I'm a little smug, but that's usually the typical characters I had played up until that point in time. And she sent me this audition. At the time, unfortunately, I had COVID. It was like the worst, and I could barely even speak. I lost my voice almost completely. And I said, hey, can I have 3 days to do this so I can, get my voice back in? So I did everything. I went to like a sauna. I took steam showers. I did every possible thing I could. Soup, vocal rest, little bit of vocal warm-ups, and any little thing I thought that I could do to get my voice back. I got my voice back. I did the audition, and I noticed that there was a lot of swearing in it. And honestly, I just had fun with it. I thought it was a blast to play a character that was a little bit more edgy and maybe relatable and grounded in that sense where he's kind of alone. He's just kind of alone until he finds the squad and just kind of eases into everything. But yeah, I really embraced it, and I had a blast. It was great. I worked with the team from Poland and the team from Japan. So Studio Trigger, they were the ones who did the animation for Edge Runners, and then CD Projekt Red from Poland were also involved. So I was in LA recording at 9 a.m. Those guys were patching in over the phone from Japan and Poland. It was a really crazy process, and we had a very tight deadline too to get everything done. But they were super open to hearing my suggestions for everything. Even if I said, hey, this is stupid, you guys aren't gonna like this, but this is totally dumb. Can I throw the F-bomb in here or something at this point in time? And they're like, oh my God, this guy's a genius. Yes, throw it in the show, please, because that's what he would do.
Yeah.
Because he's a very vulgar character. So they were totally just open to hearing what I would want to do, or if I kind of slurred certain words here and there, they loved it. They're like, this definitely brings something to the character. It was just awesome to be a part of. I didn't get to work directly with him, but I I got to be in a project with Giancarlo Esposito. He played Faraday, the main villain in Edge Runners, if you guys didn't know that. So he was, I remember doing some of those emotional scenes and thinking to myself, crap, I gotta do a good job because Giancarlo's gonna hear my performance when he comes in to record his lines, so I gotta do a good job. Like, I know he's really good and I don't want him to come onto this project and think, who's this guy? This guy sucks. What's this actor's name? You know what I mean? Yeah, boo!
No, it was absolutely fantastic. Thank you for that question, Fred. My friends, Zach Aguilar.
Thank you guys. I'm trying to go to Casa Bonita. Yeah, I'm doing my best. I don't know. I have some people like trying to get me in there, so fingers crossed. I'm loving it out here in South Park.
Well, enjoy the rest of your weekend, friend, and thank you guys again so much.